All right. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Angel Hawk, the fitness angel. And I am so excited. I have a special guest speaker today. Lydia Kopika is a nutritionist, and she's been a partner with our company for how many years, Lydia?
My gosh, I think 7.
7 years.
Yeah.
And she has so much knowledge and wisdom. And we are getting ready to start our shred group, which is a healthy detox. And it really is a healthy lifestyle, a healthy way to live. We do 10 days at the beginning of every month. And we have certain guidelines that are going to help us balance our hormones, help us lose that fat around the belly, the visceral fat, to help us just have more energy and feel our best. It's going to help our skin, our hair, our nails, everything. So for 10 days, we have pretty strict guidelines, but they're so healthy and good for us. And then the other 20 days of the month, I like to say live the 80-20 rule, because you're going to have birthdays to celebrate. You're going to have things like that. But if you can stick to this plan, most of the time, you're going to see massive results. And it really is a 4-month commitment. So for 4 months, you are going to get flooded with good stuff in your body that's going to help you. So I'm so excited to have you all here. Celine, Marsha, Cindy, and so Kimberly Brooks is logging in. Welcome, Kimberly. And then, of course, I'm so excited. Dr. Doug Odom is with us. He's an OBGYN who's been with our company 25 years, and he practiced medicine 45 years. And he knows women very well. He delivered over 17,000 babies. So he has helped women in every stage of life. And I'm so thankful we have him. So we'll start out talking about the shred a little bit. And then I definitely want Lydia to talk about how it helps the hormones. So let me just jump in and tell everybody very quickly, if you want to join my book club, it's free. We're just reading this book called Dream It, Pin It, Live It. We meet tomorrow night to discuss the first few chapters, which are all about dreaming. A lot of you are dreaming of better health, of dreaming of getting back into your genes or whatever it is. And this is actually going to help you. It's a mindset book. It is so powerful. So if anybody wants to join that, let me know. And I put a funny post up the other day, and I had people ask me, tell me more, tell me more. So I've got to tell you, I did something crazy and people were asking. So I'm going to go ahead and say it now before we get started. I just realized, maybe it's because I'm in my 50s now, but life is short. And I realized if you want to do something, do it. Don't wait around, just do it. And if you mess up, if you flop, whatever. But a friend of mine is a model, and she did not start till she was 60. And she has this long, beautiful silver hair. And we met on Instagram. She's called Silver at 60 or something like that. But she was showing all these beautiful pictures of her modeling. And then one day she put a post with all these different agencies that she signed with. And I thought, dang it, I want to do that. So I reached out to her. She told me the modeling place in Nashville. So I sent them. You have to fill out an application. I went on, and it was so random. They wanted no makeup, just wear tight fitting black clothes so they could see the shape of your body, and no makeup, like I said. So I just did the 4 shots they wanted, sent it in, and you put a message. And I said, I'm 53. I'm a brain tumor survivor. I have facial paralysis, and I just want the world to know that you're beautiful no matter what you look like. And y'all, they wrote me back. And so I have to go, I get a meeting with them soon. So what if I become the face of facial paralysis? I don't know if anything will happen, but I thought that took me 5 minutes to find out where to go, to fill the information out, and to get a call back. 5 minutes, guys. So I guess I'm just telling you all that. If you want something, go for it. If you want to jump in our shred group, we want to help you get what you want out of this. So the shred, very simply, it is a way to flood your body with goodness. We try to eat mostly plant food. Some people go vegan. You don't have to go vegan, but we want to stay away from anything that causes inflammation, like dairy, anything from an animal, guys. So if you do eat animal products, make sure there's no hormones, there's no Nothing bad, it no antibiotics, because that makes you gain weight and get inflamed and all of that. So we really want to eat mostly plants. And what we have is a guide with tons of recipes. And then in our groups, we share our recipes that we're eating. I always share my meal plan. I'm going to be doing that. I always do it before we start. And then if you want some specific, more specific, we can give you a meal plan, just tell you what to eat. Some people like that. So it is up to you what you want out of it. We also incorporate intermittent fasting. So don't be afraid. You can start with just 12 hours of fasting, but you start at one time of day and end your eating at another time of day. We can go into more details with you on that if you have a question. So if you do have a question, put them in the comments on Facebook or here on the Zoom chat, and we can always write you back and let you know. I like to start my first meal after I work out. I work out in the mornings, and we try to get with the circadian rhythm. When the sun comes up, you get up, you do your exercise, you do your work, you flood your body with goodness. And then at dinner time, around 6:00 p.m., you turn the lights low, you stop eating, you get out of the kitchen. I used to say, we're going to make a sign that says, it's shred time, get out of the kitchen. Because guys, when you stop eating at least 3 hours before you go to bed, your digestive system gets a break and you feel better. You have more energy. Your body's not constantly working and causing inflammation. So that's a very important part. Another part is we take our Juice Plus. That is a way to get thousands of phytonutrients and extra fiber that's going to just make every cell in your body feel alive and healthy. And that's where you're going to feel more energy. And it's all food. It's whole food. We use the skin pit peel and everything. So that's a very important part of this. And then we drink 2 smoothies. Some people only have one, one or two. I like to do 2 because it's our smoothies, our complete protein powder is full of protein and fiber. And that is what is so important for your gut health. And we'll talk maybe a little bit more about that from Dr. Odom at the end, because that is where your immune system is. That's where you're going to feel that digestion happening like you should feel every day. You're going to feel amazing. And then exercise every day, and everybody's at a different level. So we have to help you individualize what you need to work on, what you need to do. But we definitely want you moving every day. We want to decrease stress. And there's so many ways to do that. And in our private group, we always offer ways to help you do that. And drink lots of water. Water. I told a friend of mine, you have to drink water like it's your job, and you have to be intentional and focused. I'm drinking right now this water, but it's so important to keep drinking all day long till your urine's almost clear. So I am going to pass this baton to Lydia. And Lydia, if I forgot anything, I know I forgot sleep. We've got to have our sleep 7 to 8 hours every night. But Lydia is a nutritionist. She's been with our company. How many years did you say?
7.
7. I wanted to say 12. I don't know why I came up with 12. That's the number that's been in my head lately. 7 years with our company. And she has so much knowledge and from her own personal experience of how Juice Plus has helped. So just tell us a little about that, Lydia, why you started Juice Plus, why you recommend it, and how the shred especially will help with hormones.
Gosh, well, thank you so much for having me, and nice to see everybody here today. And, Dr. Odom, of course, is the expert, so I'm no expert really, but I just started on this product 7 years ago so my granddaughter could get it for free. Now, I have a muscle disease. I was having chronic fatigue. I wasn't able, I had to quit everything. I had to quit exercise. I had to quit. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk from my house to the house next door. Lost every muscle in my body, including vocal cords, swallowing, things you don't think of. But as a nutritionist, I'd never believed in multivitamins. I'd never taken one in my life. It was always about just trying to teach and inspire people to focus on what they're eating. But anyway, so as my granddaughter started on it and I started taking it, I started noticing a difference in my energy and wasn't having that chronic fatigue where I was crashed on the couch hours every day. And, you know, that really affects your life, your lifestyle. I mean, you can't really do anything. And I thought, I'm already like healthy. Why would it be making a difference for me? Well, you know, 7 years ago, we know so much more. I know so much more about the whole connection between food and disease. And sometimes even when we're eating healthy, for whatever reason, things going on in our body, we require more. So we may not be getting enough. And so, you know, it affects your health, and you never know what's going on internally as far as chronic disease. So anyway, that brings me back to today. And I'm healthier now, and still now 7 years later, continuing to get healthier. I mean, I still see changes today. So, you know, it's not something that happens overnight. Your health is a journey, and healthy eating, it's something we work on every day, right? It's not like you either eat healthy or you don't. It's over time. You just keep making adjustments. And that's the beauty of the Shred 10. And I know for some people, everybody, especially this time of year, they're focusing on weight loss. Everybody's concerned about their weight. But that's such a failing mindset, because, you know, diet, I think most people don't start on a diet because they're afraid they're going to fail. But when you just focus on improving your eating habits and your health, you can't really fail at that. And so as you make these changes like the Shred, and I love the components of the Shred, because basically it's just healthy lifestyle. It's healthy for anybody, changes that we probably all need to make. And over time, that weight loss becomes a bonus. It becomes a byproduct of those changes that we're making. You know, so in the meantime, as we're making those changes, you're going to see changes maybe in, and it's different for everybody, but people might notice a difference in their blood pressure, their cholesterol levels, their energy, how they sleep at night. You know, a lot of people start telling me, oh, I'm sleeping better, or they notice their hair, skin, and nails changing. And again, those are just kind of bonuses from what we're doing. And as far as the menopausal middle, when we're having toxins in our diet, or maybe eating meat that's been genetically modified or isn't organic, as you start to lose weight, as you start to maybe increase the amount of fiber in your diet, you know, a lot of us have like these excess hormones that are just kind of in our blood for different reasons. A lot of it's diet related. But as you make those changes, your body can start ridding those excess hormones, which is going to make a difference in your weight. It's going to make a difference in where you pack those extra pounds or that extra fat. And that helps to rid the body of belly fat, because a lot of that's hormone related. That's why, you know, as women, as we get older, that's where the fat tends to go. You know, we start to accumulate it. And so all the components of the Shred just help improve that. And of course, we start with 10 days. And it's just a great way to learn what we should be doing. And the beauty of the Shred is that as we learn those habits, even if we have a bad day or a bad weekend of eating, okay, I'm going to do a Shred tomorrow. One day I'm going to clean it up, and you get back on it. So you can implement it at any time in your life. And and I thought we were going to do like a question and answer type of thing, or a discussion. So what else can I?
Oh, I love everything you said. And especially as we age, that is where the weight wants to go. And I used to, in my classes, make a little joke, because we lose the butt. It's like the butt and the belly shift, you know, they just turn around. So we need to also exercise. And I know you, since you started Juice Plus, even with your muscle disease, you've been able to add exercise. I follow you on Instagram and I see your posts. Tell us a little bit more about the exercise component, because y'all know that's my big passion.
Well, I kind of have a strong opinion where too many of us focus on we're not exercising enough if we want to lose weight, and exercise has great benefits, but that's not the best way to weight loss. It's more about what we're doing in our diet. And if have a lot of toxins in our foods and in our diet, our body won't let go of that extra weight. It won't let go of that extra those extra fat cells. So, it's complicated. It has to do with our gut health, but really diet is more impactful on our weight loss. But not to say that exercise isn't important and it helps with inflammation. It's going to help so many other parts of our health. And yeah, I used to work out every day. I would play hours of tennis every day before I got sick. Never thought I'd be able to do that again. And started playing pickleball a year ago last summer. And I'm working out more often, and just so grateful that I'm able to do that again. And my muscle enzymes are down in normal range for the first time in 11 years. So,
That's
even though I've been
amazing.
able to go down on my medication, my numbers are actually improving. So, and it just goes to show now, still changes, still getting healthier. And so
That's also, it's like the compound effect. Is that right?
Yes.
It's like the longer you take Juice Plus, the more consistent you are, and you have to be consistent or it doesn't work, guys. You have to be consistent. The better, more benefits you have as you age. It's like we can age backwards. We can age backwards. And Dr. Odom was also the medical director for an anti-aging clinic, which I always love. And one of the things you told me, Dr. Odom, was you lose ounces in the gym, but pounds in the kitchen. And we've all heard that phrase, abs are made in the kitchen. You can work out all day long, but if you're not eating the right foods, like you said, foods with toxins, antibiotics, genetically modified, all these things, it's going to be really hard. You're going to be swimming an uphill battle. And as a fitness instructor, I know Kimberly's on here. She's a fitness instructor. We see a lot of women just sweating buckets and working so hard, but then they're eating fast food, and it's hard when you're a mom. Hitting those drive-throughs is easy. When you have kids who have to go to piano lessons, football practice, blah, blah, blah. But in the shred, I think that is where you get engaged and you learn simple tricks. And a lot of people, the first few times I did the shred, I was not perfect. I was not perfect by any means, but it's progress. And like you said, Lydia, it takes time, and you're not perfect, but you make one simple change and then another simple change. And that's kind of what Juice Plus was for me. I started just wanting to feel better and have my energy back. And after I had my brain tumor surgery and radiation, I knew I was lacking the nutrients. And that's how I started with Juice Plus, and then the shred. And now I love it and tell everybody about it. So Dr. Odom, would you tell us why you recommend Juice Plus, and maybe, how you started and how you've seen it help women?
Sure. Well, do we want to talk any more about the menopausal middle? Because I've got a couple of things to add to that little area.
Yes, go ahead. Tell
And
us.
then I'll tell you why I recommend it and why I tell everybody that will listen. And even if they don't listen, I tell them anyway. But we know that when you have normal ovarian function, your ovaries are producing hormones, and one of them is called estrogen. And then mid-cycle, when you ovulate, the corpus luteum, which is the site of ovulation, it's where the egg is actually extruded, and you can see that on the ovary, and it looks yellow when you're looking at it. But when you're in that luteal phase, it means that you have a dominance of progesterone, and you only get progesterone when you ovulate. So that's called the luteal phase. And during the luteal phase, it actually, the progesterone itself contributes to other mechanisms that cause fluid retention. So a lot of that middle, when around menstruation or around the time leading up to menstruation, or even premenstrual, you've heard of that premenstrual syndrome. Part of that is the bloated feeling, the swelling that occurs with it, and that's primarily due to the progesterone effect, or the luteal phase effect. And I don't know if you ladies on here have experienced a shift in your cravings but I used to be reminded over and over and over that some of my patients said they would kill for chocolate, they would kill for sweets, for sugar. And we all know that the more sugar, the higher the blood sugar, the more insulin. And insulin has a very similar effect of actually causing water retention. It encourages water retention. So you're eating those M&Ms, or you're eating whatever sugar around your cycle, and then it just seems to go right here in the middle. And it's the area of the body, as you said, it's where fat is stored, and it's so hard to get rid of that visceral fat. So, but there is science behind all this, and it does have to do with your hormones, and you don't have to know specifically what happens, but it is a real phenomenon, and nobody likes it. Nobody likes how they feel in that premenstrual phase. And so what we do know is our body can heal. It can heal itself. There are a lot of women that don't ovulate every month. In order to conceive, you have to have an egg. You have to your body has to extrude an egg, or it has to produce an egg, and then that egg has to be fertilized. And if it's not, well, then you go through these same changes every month, getting your body ready for that possibility. But we know now what we didn't know when I started medicine, and we didn't even know what we've been talking about for the last 10, 15 years about gut health and about bacterial balance and beneficial and non-beneficial bacteria, and what actually feeds the beneficial, the bacteria that you really want predominating. And it's plant food, it's fiber and phytonutrients. So we know that if we can avoid, and that's what the Shred 10 is, literally, it's avoiding bad habits, it's avoiding sugar, sugar spikes, processed food, gluten and dairy, but especially sugar. And so there is physiology that explains all of this, and there's physiology that explains what we can do to fix it. And so plant food is what's missing, has been missing in the American diet since I've been born. That's 70 plus years ago. And I grew up being an athlete, or wannabe athlete. My dad was a coach. So I grew up moving. Activity was in our brain, it was in our life. And what we don't realize, I'd never realized this until I really got more involved with plant food and how it works, and about plant food reducing oxidative stress, which is reducing chronic inflammation, which is negating the negative effects of free radicals. And the more we move, the more activity, the more free radical production, the more chronic inflammation. And so it's not just that, but that is one of the factors. But for a non-athlete, what do you think is the number one physiological phenomena that occurs where most of the free radicals are produced in our body every day? And it's not exercise.
Oh, eating too much?
It is digestion. It's the process of breaking down food and utilizing it for energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where most of them come from. And now we know that most of the inflammation in our body occurs in the digestive system, and it's primarily those Firmicutes, the bacteria that are the non-beneficial, that are producing the endotoxins that are contributing to this inflammation. Not just inflammation, but it's contributing to upsetting our normal immune system. So in this day and time, we want our immune system as robust as possible. So how does all of that feed into this menopausal middle and swelling? And it's all a big picture. Just as you said, health is a journey, Lydia, and you're so right. It doesn't just happen, but it's a composite of so many little things that we're all doing every day, every day. It's kind of like, what is your character? your character is everything that you do every day from the time that you can remember as a kid growing up, just doing the right things. So it's not one thing, it is multiple things, and so is optimal health. But for all of us on this call, that should be a number one priority. If you don't have your health, your life sucks. Excuse me. It's not where you want it. It is not optimal. And we all would love to go to bed, go to instantly asleep, get 8 hours of REM sleep, wake up so refreshed, so hydrated. And if we just drink the water, eat the plant food consistently, avoid those bad habits, the sugar and the process, especially, it's amazing what it does for this human body's journey. It's not the destination, it's where you are right now, today, living today, the moment. So get healthy now. I don't know if any of y'all heard John Maxwell's Minute with Maxwell this morning, but it was about timing. And so don't put off things that you can do now that are going to affect you positively in the future.
I love that. I've not listened to that yet, but I saw it and I'm going to listen to it when we get off. And if anybody on here wants me to send them that, the Minute with Maxwell, it's really good every day. He's got wisdom. I forgot to mention our new protein powder that has 25 grams of vegan protein. And when you mentioned sleep, I thought about this because, guys, I sleep like a rock. And even better, now that I've been consuming this, I drink this as a post-workout smoothie. It has tart cherry, which helps your body make melatonin. Am I saying that right? Melatonin. Okay. And that will help you sleep better. And I've heard other people who have been drinking this regularly say they're dreaming better. When you're in that deep sleep, you dream better. And I love to dream. I mean, I'm wearing my dreamer sweatshirt. I love it. But I mean, it just makes you feel so much better, and it opens up your capillaries, your arteries. I mean, it just helps you breathe better. It's got cardiovascular benefits, and just awesome. It's got beetroot in it. So many great things. And I just saw a question from Celine. If anybody has a question, type them in now because we're wrapping it up. Celine asked Dr. Odom, is our protein powder still good for you because it is processed? So how would you explain that?
Well, it is minimally processed, and processed to me means altered. So it's altered in its natural state in a minimal amount. But in order to end up with a protein powder, it has to go through some changes, but they're minimally invasive and they're minimally destructive. So it's a minimal change from the and if we're talking about complete, we're talking about peas and beans, but with the Perform, it's primarily soy, so it's beans, but it is changed minimally or altered minimally. But to be able to extract that much protein from the beans without heat, without other degradation processes, it is minimally affected. So there you go.
I like that. Yeah, I love that we don't use heat, which is so important to keep your nutrient value. And I wanted to say one more thing that led me to, I was talking to a friend that's on here earlier about soy. She has bad reaction to soy, but I was trying to explain how 95 up, maybe to 99% of soy in our country is genetically modified. And a lot of people think they can't have soy because of that, all those pesticides and things that they're getting in their body. But our soy is clean. It is non-GMO. And I think it's worth at least trying a free sample to see if you have a reaction. But Dr. Odom, do you have anything to say about that with soy?
Well, the soy that most people eat, the soy that you find in most restaurants, that's edamame, etc., the soy that you buy in a grocery store, almost all of that has been has been altered significantly, much more than our protein powder perform. So don't eat it. I wouldn't eat it. I would encourage people, do not eat it, just because of the way that it's grown, the way that it has been altered or changed, the seeds have, and then the fact that it is what's called Roundup ready. So you don't want to eat anything that's been sprayed with these pesticides and herbicides and poisons.
Right. Now, what about the complete protein powder with soy and the Perform? Do you approve those?
Do approve those because that's a different kind of a soybean, and it's grown, and it is, as we said, minimally processed. It's water washed instead of with chemicals, and so it's much better for us. I've been saying for years that soy is one of nature's most perfect foods, and it's because they have all of the amino acids that are called essential amino acids, and it's rare to find all of them in one food. I think quinoa is another one, and I think buckwheat is another one, but you won't find many that contain all of those essential amino acids, and it's either 12 or 13 depending on who you read, but it's all of them. So,
Yes. So it's a very healthy, good food if it's non-GMO and water washed, which is what we have.
Yeah.
And I know women in Japan eat a lot of soy, and they don't have the problems women in our country have, because all of theirs is clean, non-GMO, water washed. So it's important to look at the label. I look for that non-GMO label all the time now, even more than the organic label, because if something says it's organic, there could be a farm next door that's not organic. And what happens when it rains? All those pesticides roll right down into the organic farm. So it's not 100%. We do the best we can do. We don't want to live in fear or worry, but knowledge is power. And I'm so glad today Lydia spoke. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your helpful tips. And Dr. Odom, thank you so much for your wisdom. And did you see my picture, Cancer Reduce Your Risk? I love that. You gave that to me and I love it. But it has all the foods that help you fight cancer, which most are in our capsules. So if you're ready to learn more about the shred, we have a 23-minute video that goes through all the details. Just let us know. And Patty, I'm going to send you that Minute to Win It with John Maxwell. And then also, you may be ready to order. You're like, give me that now. I need it. I'm not getting the nutrients I need. So just let whoever invited you to this call help you out, and you get to sponsor a child to get free fruits and veggies. It can be your child or grandchild, niece, nephew, even a college age kid. So let us know if we can help you get started on Juice Plus. And then 3, you might be like, okay, I got to get in this, and I have family members who need this, and my best friend needs this. Join our mission, because we are here to help everybody. We are here to help as many people as we can. And people need health right now, especially with what's going on in the world. We need a better immune system. We need to have more energy, all those wonderful things. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk soon. If you want the recording, let me know. I will put this on my YouTube channel. All right. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for having us, Angel.
Thank you.
Good
so
job,
much.
Lydia.
Thanks for being
Thanks.
on.
Thanks, Angel.
Thank you. Thanks for showing y'all spaces. Finally. Bye, everybody.